Guess this thing's working. I do believe this is 2nd Street. And we took a cruise down there just the other day. Today's the 10th, so this would be, I think, Monday. Just to show everybody how many existing holes are on 2nd Street. And we were going to count the potholes. It got to be too ridiculous. Um, so, anyway, we drove down 2nd Street here and dodged. There's potholes, potholes. Evidently, a year ago, 22,000 to 23,000 was spent on filling these potholes. You can see how far that got. Um, Now we're gonna show you guys the two worst streets are 2nd and 4th Street. And whoa, look out. Whoa, look out. Heading southbound on 2nd. Now, it's patch on patch on patch. And my opinion is that $22,000 was totally wasted. You come in here and reclaim this block for block and lay down the little bit of limestone. I think that's what it is. It's a white powdery gravelly mix with it, and it compacts nicely. And I'm going to show you an example of that near the end of this. Um, oh, look out. Timber! I broke my right front shock absorber strut driving on 2nd and Olive. But how many other people are paying for that kind of damage to their car? I'm surprised nobody's brought a lawsuit against the city. And it's been established that people have a reasonable right to drive down their streets safely. In several court cases that I checked out. Okay, this is end of 2nd Street. I think on the other side it's all dirt. It's way better. There's nothing wrong with these dirt streets, especially since we got to replace all the water and sewer line and all the leaks. Um, you can once that's been addressed, you can go ahead and asphalt or concrete over. But let's use our common sense here. I think we're heading over to 4th Street right now. Now you can go back through the video of the last council meeting and you can see Sean Wilson actually came up with a rough price per block to reclaim. And here we are, 4th Street. Now he just wanted some kind of a commitment. You could go block by block because he needed to buy some heavy equipment. He didn't want to buy the equipment and be stranded without the jobs, which is it could be easily expected. I mean, why would you want to undertake a project like this and then all of a sudden get backstabbed? But if I remember right from that meeting, he was saying between 12 and if he had the equipment, 12 and $15,000 a block. Now you could have done 2 blocks with what you did over there on Second Street in the last year that was a complete failure. Now look out, more holes. Rest of the town's got quite a few holes, but not nearly as bad as this. And now I'm hoping that I can raise people's awareness of what's going on by showing this. Everybody's aware of what's in front of their own house, but you really need to take a good look at this patch on patch, which obviously does not work. It's just patch on patch on patch on patch. Give it a year and it's all messed up again. It's a waste of money. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure this one out. Look out, another hole. Holes, holes everywhere. And then you got to look at the time. Let's say you did have enough material to patch all these. I talked to Scott Layfield, ex-engineer and also city council member. He said they were. I Earl went out and helped too. They were taking about 30 minutes a hole. Well, you saw the number of holes there. Now, how long is that going to take? And by the time you get done with the whole town, you're going to have to go back to the beginning and start over again. Okay, here we go to Fifth Street. Now, Fifth Street, I don't think it's quite as bad as Fourth and Second, but it's pretty bad. Look out. There's a strut breaker. Another strut breaker. Yeah, we gave up counting the holes, the potholes. There's some short sections of Fifth here, like right through here. Not too bad, but then you get to the pans in the streets, and I don't know how they're all flowing. Look out! Here's another Grand Canyon. Uh, all it impedes the water drainage. All these pans are collapsed. That's next should be next on the list. But I think if they rip up all this asphalt, grind it up, and lay it back down with a little bit of, I think it's a limestone. Sean Wilson would know. Look out. I mean, this is, you can talk about it all day long, but this is the only way to show people how bad it is and how futile it is to try to just patch the holes. It's just my opinion. Unless somebody's getting a kickback somewhere, it's really not the way to go. Now, I listened to Sean at the last meeting, and he seemed really reasonable about how to do all this, and he was ready to move on it a block at a time. And then definitely, I've seen the city budget. They've got money to get started on this. City of Canton does. Right. Uh, I probably should have edited this out. We're coming up on Elm Street in Inman, which had been reclaimed. I don't know what street this is. This might be 6th Street. How soon we forget. It's not too bad, not with the concrete going down the middle, but man, concrete's expensive. You'd be better off laying well, look at the side there. That's a mess. It's overgrown. It's not getting drainage. You got to come through and just reclaim the whole thing. More Grand Canyon holds. I don't blame people for raising hell, but you can't blame the city council now or even the last one uh, from last year. Uh, Mayor Earl told me that in the last 40 some years he's lived there, nobody's done anything. So this goes way back beyond my time and the current council's time. Now, this is Elm Street. And you can see that it's like a super highway compared to Canton. Reclaim the asphalt. You see, it's a little rugged around the drainage and the curb, but they reclaimed the asphalt, added the white limestone or the base rock, which they grind it down and it gets very powdery, but it gets hard. It gets compacted, and there you have it. I talked to the guys from the city, and let's see if we can just replay this last part. Elm Street. Talked to the guys from the city. They said city of Inman. They'd been there at working for the city for 15 years, and they said this Elm Street was like this when they came. So this is more than 15 years old. Now I can testify because I live on this street that every once in a while, if we do get a little hiccup or a little pothole, they just run the blade over it. I see them do it. Come down this street after a lot of runoff, but it stays nice and compact, and they take care of any major holes. So that's about it. You got a comparative. Yeah, so it's pretty much the end of it. I really don't think the way to go is patch on patch. It's obviously it hasn't worked, and you got 40 years of holes, and plus time per hole. There's so many holes you can't even count, even at 30 minutes a day or of 30 minutes a hole. You're talking so many man hours for two people, and they need to be doing other things. So It just all fingers don't point in that direction, and this we've reached a situational awareness, common sense situation. So that's pretty much it. I had to split this up. I screwed my audio up. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. So got my little home studio. And we do the best we can. All right. Signing out.